What's up, guys? I'm Chad Barnes, and welcome to the channel. Here, it's all about real car talk, from simple fixes to smart driving tips and keeping your ride in top shape. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you watch all the way through. There's a lot of good stuff coming. Let's get to it.
GOST P52289-2019 regulates the use of road signs, markings, traffic lights, road barriers and other infrastructure by organizations that are engaged in the arrangement and maintenance of roads. The document is being amended for the first time in 6 years. The stop line sign in front of a traffic light can now be not only horizontal, but also vertical. It will look exactly the same, only the letters in the word stop on the sign 6.16. One will extend not from left to right, but from top to bottom. This is probably just for the sake of design, to place the sign along the pole on which the traffic light is installed, rather than across it. The 8.3.4 and 8.3.5 direction of action signs appear for the first time. They are used to indicate the road or side of the carriageway covered by the sign with which they are used. Such a scheme is useful, for example, for doublers separated from the main road by a divider. Plate 8.5.8 indicating the period of validity of certain road signs, e.g. stopping and parking, now refers not only to times of day or days of the week, but also to months. Similar to the sign warning drivers about visually impaired pedestrians, a new sign 8.15. One def is introduced. It is installed in places where people with hearing impairments congregate. These may be, for example, specialized medical institutions. The most notable of the additions made by Rostandart is the new design of some road signs as the updated standard for the first time allows them to be combined on one sign. Thus, the recommended speed limit can now be combined with the sign artificial bump, the new sign 6.2. Recommended speed when passing an artificial bump. The prescribed method of parking can now be shown directly on the 6.4 parking sign, rather than a separate sign. In front of certain regulated intersections within populated areas, it is now possible to avoid placing a stop line sign, either horizontal or vertical, at all. It will be enough to put only markings on the road surface. Temporarily irrelevant information on information road signs can be crossed out crosswise with red magnetic tape. Previously, in such cases, the entire sign was covered with a black cellophane bag, which looked unkempt and not very practical. The amendments reduce the permissible width of a parking space for the organization of parallel parking along the road. Previously, the minimum value was 2.5 meters. The updated GOST allows to allocate for this 25 centimeters less, 2.25 meters. To date, the traffic rules contain about 240 basic road signs and 50 additional signs. The number of all kinds of signs does not contribute to improving safety and reducing accidents on the roads. It is expected that with the update of GOST 52289-2019 signs will be less, signs will become more informative, which means that drivers will be less distracted from driving. In the Centralized Traffic Department of Moscow noted that amendments to the standard were developed during 3 years, during which more than 1,400 proposals and comments to the current versions of standards, received from different scientific and operational organizations, were analyzed. It is not reported whether the comments of ordinary drivers have been taken into account. Officials also noted that the excessive number of signs on the roads negatively affects drivers' concentration and perception of the situation in general. The updated GOST will allow to dismantle more than 55,000 out of 900,000 signs from the street and road network of Moscow. However, this process will be gradual and will take several years. The amendments to the document will reduce the level of so-called visual noise on streets and roads. For example, vertical stop signs will not limit visibility and interfere with pedestrians, unlike horizontal ones. However, experts note the possibility that the amendments to GOST may lead to unintentional fines, for example, if the stop line in front of a traffic light is covered with mud or snow and it is not necessary to put a duplicate sign. In conclusion, understanding the updated GOST for road signs and markings is essential for navigating tight parking situations and ensuring safety on the roads. By familiarizing ourselves with these regulations, we can better interpret the various signs and markings that guide our driving experience. Staying informed not only enhances our own safety but also contributes to a more organized and efficient traffic environment. Remember, awareness and adherence to these standards can make all the difference in our daily commutes. Thank you for watching and drive safely.